Welcome to Lost in the Desert, episode 67.
67.
Yes, I'm your co-host Kareem,
My name is Assam.
and
Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. There you go.
sorry, I just
There you go.
the Ramadan Eid break is over. We tried to do it halfway, but nobody got the energy for that. I got other shit going on.
But I mean, dude, Ramadan.
I wasn't fasting anyway. To be fair,
It went by way too quick, though.
yeah. And before the angry what do you call them, the halal squad or whatever?
Halal.
Yeah,
Police.
before the halal police come hit me up, like I got a very valid reason why I don't fast.
No,
so.
dude, you don't. I mean, there's this thing. So, like,
I've been on my period for 3 days.
okay. No, so just to clarify, if you can't fast and you can't be sick, and I think we also mentioned this last year, that you can actually, like, for example, if
gotta
you
make
missed
it
a
up.
day because you're sick, you can make it up by making a donation.
Or fasting after.
Or
like,
fasting after. But if you don't have any excuse and you don't fast, what you're supposed to do is feed at least
like one person a day, right?
60 people a day. 60
60
a day.
people?
Yeah. So it can cost you, like, I did the math, and then I actually even went to, like, different mosques websites to see what, like, how much they charge.
I found it was like $1 a meal.
Well, if you can find $1 a meal, then it's $65 for you. But the average meal is not $1. So
Oh, damn.
I'm not saying I checked a lot of mosque websites out, but I checked a couple of them. You know how much is it for a day? If you don't fast with no excuse and you're like, but I want to make
No
it up.
excuse?
Yeah. Because if you got sick and obviously you miss it, you can donate a certain amount. I think it's like $20 for the day, which is not bad. Like 15 to $20.
Poor people
But if you
can't.
have no excuse, guess how much is it for the day?
How much?
700.
700 for no excuse. What if you have an excuse?
Oh, it's $20.
No, the mosque's sitting here judging judging
No,
your
it's
reason.
not, it's not
So
that.
how do they determine what's your excuse? Like they ask you?
No, okay, if you got sick, that's an excuse. If you
But how does the mosque know that? I could just lie.
yeah, but then that's your contract between you and God.
Okay, that's fine.
So Ramadan.
God knows my bank account.
So-
He knows your bank account. He's like, sick or
So-
not sick, he can't afford 700 a day.
Ramadan is like $300, and you're good.
So your easiest option is just to make it up after Ramadan.
Oh.
That's the cheat, right?
Or fast.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
make it up.
Yeah, make it up. Yeah.
Like
No, because if you got sick and you didn't make it, like it's $20. Donate.
if you don't have an excuse, like I assume, like don't have an excuse isn't like you're just being stubborn. Don't have an excuse is like you woke up and you're like, you know what, I'm not sick or anything. I just mentally not feeling
But
it
if you
today.
told my brother about this conversation, he'd be like, "See, I told you, it's all a business."
Yeah, bro, that's crazy.
Nah, yeah.
700 a day.
So that's why you see rich people that don't care, like they don't fast. 'cause
Found
they
out
just
my
pay
mom.
off.
I found out like I was having a conversation with my sister. She's like, mom's been paying your. Should I say really?
Yeah.
I'm like, but I have a valid excuse. Like I can't fast.
Yeah.
But she's like, you should be feeding people on your behalf, right? I was like, damn.
That's nice of her. That's why you're protected.
That's right. Anyway.
But anyways, it was a good Eid. Everything was cool. Yeah. How's everything been with you?
Interesting month.
Yeah.
We will get to it maybe at the end, but interesting month. I've had like quite a bit going on, but I don't know how much of it I want to really talk about. But I did watch a movie that is not new. I was late to the game.
Okay.
The Invisible Man, but the 2020 version with homegirl from Handmaid's Tale.
No, never heard of it.
You've never seen it?
No.
You've never even heard of it? It was pretty big when it came out. Like I used to see the trailers everywhere.
No.
That's a fucking movie. So I'm gonna just spoiler alert. We rarely talk about movies because I'd hate like spoiling shit for people. But it's been out since 2020. If you haven't seen it at this point, or pause this, go watch it, and then come back. It's a fucking sick movie. Like there might be out of the main characters, I had to count. I said the brother, the dude, the chick, the family friend, his daughter, and then the sister. There's like six cast members. This had to be like one of the cheapest movies to make. There's like 6 cast members, like 3 locations, a restaurant, the house, and then the other house. No, 4 locations, and then the mental hospital. This had to be one of the cheapest fucking movies to make, and then it made bank in the box office.
I love that film.
It's a fucking simple ass thriller, bro. Homegirl she's married to like an abuser, like a crazy fucking like abuser, but he's like a genius. He's like super rich. And he figures out a way to make himself invisible. Not like magic fairy shit. Like, he figures out a way to make himself invisible, and then he just fucks with her. Like, she must have not, the way she looked, she must have not slept in real life. Because there's no amount of makeup that'll make you look and act that exhausted.
I see.
Like, she really did her thing. Like, Assam, you go watch that movie. It's not even that long. It's like just under 2 hours. Like, if you go watch that movie, she really did her thing. Like, it was a fucking fire.
What's the actor's name?
I don't remember her fucking name. It's the homegirl from Handmaid's Tale. Wait. Let's see Invisible Man 2. Uh,
They've been the movie that I watched is probably one of the honestly is slowly becoming on my top 10 of all time,
right.
which is very like it's very rare that I add a new movie to my top 10.
Elizabeth Moss. There you go. Elizabeth Moss. This
Elizabeth
one.
Moss, yeah.
This girl. You've seen her from Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah,
She's been in quite a lot of shit.
she killed that part.
Oh, she fucking killed it. Everybody in the movie, to be fair, killed it. Storm Reed. Not gonna lie, the brother's a scumbag. And you actually only see the main guy like once in like two scenes.
Oh.
The very beginning and the very end. You don't see him nowhere else. But it's a fucking sick ass movie. Like we watched it, me and my friend. You know, it's a good movie when you and your friend are not on your phone and you're not talking to each other. Yeah, you're not talking to each other. You're not on your phone. You're just reacting. You're like, oh fuck, shit, damn. But you're not having conversation.
I know.
That was me and my boy. We sat down the pizza. We didn't finish that. Like we took a couple slices at the beginning and then we didn't touch that shit. We were just locked into the fucking movie. It was a good fucking movie.
I know it's a good movie when you cannot like all your predictions are wrong in your head. Like, oh, this might happen.
Yeah,
that's what I know. Like,
yeah, we didn't even start predicting till like the very end, and even then we were still shocked. We were like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
Oh, the ending. Yeah, I saw him. I want you to watch it. I don't want to spoil it for you, but like, I want you to watch it. But yeah, the 2020 version of Invisible Man. I've never seen the original. I guess it's one of those movies they like to remake.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never seen the original. This was like one of those situations, you know, like most of the time when they remake like an already like classic great movie, they usually fuck it up.
Yeah.
Right. I remember, but like one of the movies that I feel like they didn't, like RoboCop, they fucked up RoboCop. The new RoboCop was ass because there was the original RoboCop and then the new one. I liked it. The new one like fucked with me. I was like, what the fuck?
Samuel Jackson was in it.
Samuel Jackson is like, is in literally anything.
But RoboCop from the 90s was like elite.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it was
like a great fucking movie.
It was so
like,
good
when it came out, and if you rewatch it now, you're like, bro, this is a good movie.
It was so good they even brought it to like WWF at that time. Like he showed up at the wrestling event. Like that's how elite it was.
Oh, niggas were not happy.
So people thought it was real. Like I legit thought it was real.
Niggas were not happy when what I said about wrestling. When I remember when I said like, oh, wrestling is corny or whatever. Like the WWE is corny.
No, it's not.
But yeah, niggas were not happy.
Yeah.
My cousin commented on the YouTube video. I posted it. I promise you, not 5 minutes later. I didn't even like. He was like, I was just watching this. I was just watching the WrestleMania, and this popped up on my feed.
Yes.
And he's like, L take, what the fuck? But no, back to that. Yeah, they fucked it up. I knew the new RoboCop was gonna be ass when. You know that opening scene when you see him, when they like open him up in his heart and he's like crying and shit and they turn him off. I said, this is Neuralink, first of all. I said, this is how Elon gonna do us. But at the same time, I was like, this is already gonna be an ass movie. They're doing this shit they're doing this for fucks and, jokes. But yeah, Pet Sematary was another one. They remade it. That was a good movie.
That shit was whack.
The original wasted my time. The original just took too long to get to the point. This was the one where it was better than I'm interested in watching the original Invisible Man now because I've never seen it and see like how the new one compares.
Okay.
But that's a good fucking movie. If you watch that by next week, I'd be down to hear what you got to say.
Okay, so this is what I want to say. Jonathan Majors. We need to give him his flowers and probably start considering him one of the best actors of all time. I just watched a movie that really messed me up in the mind. It's called Muscle Magazine. So this movie, I think they made it in 2023, but they just released it this year because obviously, they had all the allegations that happened to him, Jonathan Majors. You aware of that?
There's no allegation. He did that shit.
Okay, relax. But so the movie is about him being addicted to bodybuilding, but also when it comes to like mental illness, he checks off every box. So his character,
I'm looking it up right now.
His character that he plays, like every box in that, like he just checks it off. And he's obsessed of building his body, but the way he acts, the way he has anxiety.
What's it called?
Muscle Magazine.
Okay, there it is.
Bro.
No, I think it's called Magazine Dreams.
Magazine Dreams. Why the fuck did I just fuck that up?
That was gay as fuck. You said Muscle Magazine. Yeah, I'm looking at it. I think it's Magazine Dreams.
So
that's the one, right?
Let me say this.
That's the one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So let me say this. The movie Magazine Dreams, absolutely 10 out of 10. I'm telling you right now, Jonathan Majors needs to start considering as one of the best actors of this
Rotten
generation.
Tomatoes gave it 80%.
He made you so much, made you believe that he has everything. Like his character, I'm telling you, he checks off every box of any mental illness. Anything, he checks it off. And the way he plays it, crazy, bro. He's like obsessed with his body, the way that he's trying to like talk to individuals. Like he makes it so awkward. So like he plays it very, very fucking well. But the movie is very fucking twisted, and I guarantee if anybody watches it, they'll never protect the ending. They'll never protect anything in the movie. Man, this dude right here absolutely killed his role. And this movie should be talked about more though, because there is legit people like this outside the world.
Damn. Yeah,
Like,
it was
it's
released
insane.
in 2023.
Yeah,
And which is crazy because I feel like 2023 was before he had the allegations. I think
it's around that time.
the allegations kicked in at like the end of 2023, beginning of 24.
But that's the thing though. This movie's supposed to be all over, but then they pushed it back. And dude, honestly, if he didn't have these allegations, this movie would have been his breakout movie. Even though he's really great, he in Creed.
By 2023, Jonathan Majors was a household name for the most part.
With Disney. Yeah, but I'm talking about like this right here. It just shows his range. Does that make sense?
I get what you mean.
At that
Because
time,
you usually see actors doing one type of thing and then they do a completely different role and you're like, oh, this nigga's lit. It was like for me, Denzel and like Equalizer.
yes, exactly.
Because that I've never seen Denzel move like that.
Perfect.
You know, you get what I mean?
Perfect example.
And I was like, oh, Denzel's already great. Like we've seen him in similar kind of roles, but then you see him in Equalizer, you're like, damn. And then you see him in fucking what's the other one in Gladiator 2. I was like, we've already given Denzel his flowers. Now he's out here in Broadway doing Othello, Othello was his like breakout role in like I think it was a college or some shit like that. Like,
but then the fact that he's still doing
he was like, I want to redo this shit. At this point, Denzel's like, I'm having a good time.
I genuinely think like that if Jonathan Majors was not dealing with all that BS that he was dealing with, this movie would have everybody been talking about till this day. Because I'm telling you right now, it is absolutely cinema. Beautiful acting, like
it was shot in 22.
Oh my god!
For $10 million, it grossed $700,000 in its opening weekend.
Because there's no money behind it now, bro. The movie,
crazy.
the theater was empty.
Yeah, 2023 was like crazy.
I watched it last week, and the theater was empty. Nobody knew this movie.
Watched it in the theater?
Yes.
Wait, when did it come out? It says 2023.
Yes, but they have it in theater now. Like I'm saying, they recorded it, but they just released it in theaters this year.
That's crazy,
bro. He absolutely destroys that part.
Violent content, drug use. All right, you know what?
It shows you too as well. Like when somebody is not right in the head, but they're obsessed with something, they absolutely be one of the greats at it because that's all they think about and that's all they like dream about. And I think it's a very good point. Like it shows you in the movie, like when you want to do something and you become obsessed with it, you can make it happen.
I guess.
Like the fact that like first thing he wanted to be obsessed with was bodybuilding. The fact that obviously he had a great physique. He had no issues on his diet. All he thought about was his muscles, his deltoids, his legs. That's all he wanted to do, and obviously he was perfecting it. I'm not trying to ruin the movie, but there's a scene in the movie where all of a sudden he wants to get into guns. All right? He becomes so obsessed of how to make a gun that he ends up buying parts slowly from online and starts to establish his own guns and becomes a really great shooter. Like, that's just the type of person, like, if you're obsessed with something, you can make it happen, and you become a very expert about it. And I think that's what I took on it. Like, if you really want something to do, become obsessed with it, and you can have it execute. So it's a sick movie, but it's very fucking twisted and sad.
Yeah, that's. I was just looking at the details. The studio did drop it because it was like right around the time he got those
allegations.
Those
I'm telling you,
not even allegations. I think it was. He was convicted. He was actually convicted.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He was actually convicted. It said the initial release, the film was dropped by Searchlight Pictures after Majors was convicted of 2 misdemeanor counts of assault and harassment against his ex-girlfriend Grace Jabari.
The white girl, right?
I don't know what she looked like.
Yeah,
and then what's the fucking link for this? See, I like AI, but I'm clicking on the link to try to get that source, but it's not telling me. But anyway, this is just off of Google.
I think now he's on his comeback tour.
Well, I know he was on fucking Sherry Shepherd's show, but that bitch is like such a fucking like pick me. He was on Sherry Shepherd's show, and she's trying to be like, "You just a good man, and you a man of God, and we need to forgive our black man," and all sorts of shit. I'm like, Sherry, shut the fuck up. I said, you fucking.
Well, that's what it is. He's on his comeback tour.
He's trying, but she'd be like asking him questions, and he's like,
There
God has a plan. Like he can't even like respond to it. And you know why he's on her fucking bullshit shows? Because no other fucking network will take him.
Like, think about it. Like, he was supposed to
be associated with that shit.
He was supposed to be the new villain of Disney in Marvel world.
Yeah, can't.
And they had to change all of it. And he's literally the reason why.
Honestly, I wouldn't have changed it. I put too much money in your ass. I was just gonna delay it. I would have just put it on pause.
He's literally the reason why Robert Downey Jr. is playing Dr. Doom now. He's literally the reason why, because they were just they're gonna make Kong the whole thing, but now Disney is reconsidering to bring him back the role as Kong with him. Because he was a really good. He's a good actor, dude.
Yeah,
and he got really in shape for that movie.
I just can't with.
But
I
obviously,
just
he
can't
probably
with.
was on gear.
I just can't. You know how I feel about domestic abuse. I just can't with that shit, nigga. Especially like you're not even denying it at this point. You know what I mean? It's not even like it's not a he said she said shit. He was like, yeah, nigga, I did that shit. And,
Crazy.
and now who's he fucking? Who's he dating? Fucking Megan Good. I'm like,
Megan Good,
why?
yeah.
Why, Megan? Why would you do this to yourself? You can have anybody you want. And you go for Jonathan fucking Majors.
Hey,
You know, you can have any gorgeous rich nigga you want. Why Jonathan Majors? Megan got her own money. She don't need nobody. Why would you do this?
It's a celebrity world, dude.
Why would you do this? I hope this is one of those situations where her publicist was like, let's get you next to the, you know what I mean? Like his publicist, his publicist and her publicist got together. It's like, let's try to clean up his image and put him next to Megan Good. Niggas love Megan Good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like, come on,
No,
bro.
it's always a black woman saving another man.
It literally is. It's
Damn.
always black women trying to save black men and get zero credit for it.
Exactly.
And now if she leaves, they're gonna be like, she ain't believing him.
Exactly.
She ain't hold it, like,
Shame on ya.
fucking. Anyway, here, want to hear some news that might make you sad?
Go for it.
LaShawn Johnson, ex-NFL, I think running back, charged over dog fighting operations after feds seized 190 dogs from his house or from him.
190 dogs from his crib.
Yeah, has nearly 200 pit bulls.
Oh, we're doing another Michael Vick over here? Like what?
And I'm like, y'all didn't learn? I don't think Michael had that many dogs.
No, they found a lot of dogs buried.
Okay, but not like 200, not 200 dogs. Probably like 30 or some shit like that. Still fucked up, but
what a piece of shit.
I'm like, who? Bro, he has to have gone through. Like, how do you fuck up in life that much that you're like,
oh, dog fighting?
Dog fighting. I'll go homeless before I do some shit like that.
You're
I'll cross my legs
shit.
and sit in the corner before. And like, I was listening to this on another podcast, literally on my way here. I was like, let me look this up when I park. And I was like, because I know that some love a good pit bull. Rest in peace.
What a piece of shit.
But I'm like, what the fuck is piece of shit? And then like, who's going like, yeah, nigga, I got a new hustle. We gonna get these dogs, bro. We gonna get these dogs fucking fighting and fucked up and shit. I just don't understand how the logic gets you there. Like, cool, selling drugs, not ideal, but I can see how the logic gets you there. You know what I mean?
What an idiot. You could
I've seen dogs fight in real life.
Went and did breeding and sold dogs and like went to shows. No, you want to fucking have him attack.
You could have been like a dog breeder. You could have been not a good one, but at least you're not like
you know how many of those dogs might actually even get put down because they don't know how to be taught to be like gentle?
Yeah. They're not never going to be rehabilitated just because
all they know is kill. You'll only get a certain, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I guarantee you, like, dogs, no. So I guarantee you he's
that's at least like 70% of these dogs going to get put down.
100%. Piece of shit.
You know?
He should get put down right with them.
What's the charge for dog fighting?
Oh, he's going to prison for life. Remember when Michael Vick happened and it ruined his whole fucking career?
It should. It should.
Like, he was never the same. I don't. Obviously, some of y'all would be young on that, but I remember that was such a huge thing when I was in middle school. Like, people were burning down their Michael Vick jerseys, like all the Falcon jerseys. Like, it was crazy.
Let's see. I think it's called Animal Fighting Venture Prohibition.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. I just want to see like how
State.
long is the sentence for dog fighting? 16 months to 3 years in state prison. And which state that is? What is that? LA?
Jesus, mate.
What is that? California? Yeah, this is not very clear. It's kind of like looking through.
He's going to prison for life, bro.
Yeah, and I'm just
196
like,
pit bulls in his house.
dogfighting is a felony in all 50 states.
Yes.
And
no joke.
potential RICO charges because it is a crime ring. So you can get potential
gambling.
RICO charges, yeah.
Oh, he's fucked.
Oh, yeah, he is. And he should be.
And I guarantee you, if he had 100 or 100
90 dogs, that's RICO shit. Yeah, that's RICO shit.
He's been doing it for years, and somebody snitched because he probably lost money, and they told him to go fuck off.
Yep. Because you're doing that shit, like 190 dogs, this is a ring.
You're having tournaments.
You're having tournaments, like that's a ring. Niggas is buying tickets and shit. And I know he's got his NFL mansion. Like, first, where are you spending? What are you filing that money under? I'd love to see like the shenanigans that people are doing in their taxes.
Charity as well.
Yeah, I'd love to see like how I want like somebody who's maybe like a scumbag businessman to just like show me like, hey, how are they filing this shit in their taxes? How are they doing the banking and all that shit? But it's like, because you can't make that, like, you see all these people making like millions in illegal money. You just can't spend that all in cash. I know people say like keep it cash.
That's why the people
like, I'd love to know.
that run your money, if you trust them, that's why they get paid a lot, like $5,000 to $10,000 a month, because it's a lot of work to like.
Okay, if I'm
build up LLCs, build up all these charity work, so you can just fucking filter all that money. So rather paying then, because think about it, if you can pay somebody $10,000 to do all the paperwork and transfer the money, all that
You
stuff,
paying me more than 10,000 if I'm keeping you out of jail.
it's not keeping you out of jail. It's just doing it like it's not illegal.
Some of this shit is. That's what I'm saying.
No,
like
it's
I
not.
want to know. No.
Because
There's some.
you gotta think about it. If me and you right now we do Lost in the Desert Charity LLC, whatever, no charity,
Don't give them ideas.
non-profit, that's not illegal. And then we can deposit our own
But
money.
you're using it. But I'm saying, how are these people like filing the money to make it clean again? Because you're taking
Talking about
in
illegal money.
Yeah,
Talking
you're
about illegal
taking.
money.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Oh,
about. I said I want to know how people are taking in illegal money
Car washes
and clean it out and like
car washes.
this whole
Laundromats.
podcast. They're gonna be like, how did he just file 50
I mean,
million?
it's
Could
not
you
even
imagine that song? They filing 50 million, but these niggas got 300 views of video. This
Yeah.
don't add up.
No, but the thing is, like, it's not like a information that you can't find. Like, if you have illegal money, like people that do like sell drugs or shit like this, like they have the ring, you have to find the only way you can do it if you have to find a cash business. That's all it is. What's a cash business is? Go for it. Laundromats, car washes. Give me another one. Bodegas.
Carniceria.
Like like
elote
restaurants. Anything that takes a lot of that can generate a lot of cash. Not like fucking vending machines. Like your vending machine's not making you $10,000 a week or month. You got to think about shit like that.
You have to also have people in the business.
Yes, that's why it takes a lot of money.
It takes a lot of money.
It's not easy to do.
To clean dirty money.
It takes a lot.
I'm trying to see. I'm trying to just think off the top of my head. What would be like a good business? Me and you become drug lords.
Okay, let's say
you and me become drug lords. We start pushing like test and shit, TRT and all that.
Steroids.
Steroids and testosterone
We'll
and shit.
have
Now we making 50,000 a month pushing TRT to stupid college kids.
We'll
All right, what's our hypothetical illegal business that we clean it up? It's not the podcast because it's not cash.
car wash.
Okay.
We'll do it on a car wash because car wash is it's easy to like put money into it because it's a lot of maintenance.
I'm like, you're Middle Eastern. You should know how to clean dirty shit.
We'll do a car
Y'all do.
wash.
You know they be doing sketchy shit.
Convenience stores. Bodegas.
We doing cash only. You know those like Middle Eastern markets or whatever.
But there's the thing though.
We doing one of those.
We don't just do ones that like, it's gonna be empty, whatever. We actually will open one where it's actually making serious money, where it's easier to filter because we're like, look how successful we are.
Yeah, look how successful we are.
Yeah,
no, but they're gonna look at profits and all that. You'd have to buy a lot of your own supply.
That's the thing though. But that's the thing. If there's a
you'd
lot
have
of people,
to have like a market. And then on top of it, like a restaurant, and be
easy.
like, we get the supplies for our restaurant through our own market. So then you can buy your own supply for the restaurant. Be like, see all this shit we buy and put on our shawarma and shit like that. We get that from the market.
But then also we pay employees more than anywhere else. So
there's some businessmen.
They get paid $40 an hour. Now they're lit.
There's some businessmen listening to this.
And they're going to work their asses off. So now we have established a real business and the money just flows easily.
There's some businessman listening to us and he's like, these guys are fucking morons.
Yeah, it is.
I promise you, there's some
Nothing better than when broke people talk.
Yeah, there is some businessman right now with a bachelor in finance or whatever talking about these niggas are so dumb. They're going to go to jail.
Though, it's easier if you want to just do it the easiest way. You buy franchises.
Okay.
You like that one, huh? Which franchise would you buy?
Which franchise am I gonna buy?
I already have some in my mind.
You have some for me?
Not for me.
Oh, I'm buying a Culver's.
Ooh, I was going Cane's.
I'm buying a Culver's. Oh, low key In-N-Out. In-N-Out. It's just
no.
Always.
Now you have to work there for a couple of years, and then you have to get chosen to open one.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Fuck that.
Yeah, you're aware of that.
I'm not. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And
I'm
also,
buying a Culver's.
And also, In-N-Out has their own university. So if you become a manager, you have to go through university training. And the starting salary for a manager is 6 figures, 100K.
Nigga, fuck that.
110K.
Nigga,
110K to manage In-N-Out.
I'm not going through the 3-4 years of university and all that shit. I'm not doing
They make
that.
110K. Oh, dude, if I'd known that, I would have done it.
Never too late, nigga. It's never too late. If you start now, what are you, 30? We're the same age. You're 31. If you start now, you could be making 110K by 35.
Yeah, 35.
Finally get that mahar money.
Imagine how people are going after that job, though.
Finally get that mahar money, bro.
Yeah.
And see, this is why you know what, low key, I kind of see why all these teenagers and shit, these 17-year-olds, because they could make 110K by the time they're 21.
Easily. But
If you start 17 now,
if you
like
just grind it out. And grind
even if you grind it out, say it takes you longer than 3 years, you're making 110K by 24.
you're chilling.
You're chilling. You
And
know, now you
that
can
was not
fund
a
your
bad
own
one.
side businesses and shit. Go to school, not have
Dutch
crazy
Bros.
debt.
That's a good franchise.
That's a good because the lines are always around the block, and it's not hard.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it's hard because you like they got like 7 ingredients. Like managing restaurants and shit, like that
Or
might
just
be-
like any other celebrities doing now, investing in the chicken spots.
Cane's has got to be easy because they have all you're doing is what fried chicken. I don't even think it's seasoned.
And it fries.
It's just fried chicken that probably comes
toast.
frozen.
Yep.
Right? Their Texas toast, the bread for the fucking sandwich,
The
the coleslaw. What else?
That's it.
And then the drinks machine, which probably just comes as a big. It
That's
comes
why
as one big thing.
Cane's is easier. But if you notice, a lot of celebrities are investing in the hot chicken spots, like Dave's Hot Chicken,
Yeah,
the
I saw
Shaq
that.
one.
Speaking of,
I don't know what's going on. Like, is there something that we should be like?
maybe that's their easy money laundering shit.
Probably, yeah.
But yo,
Charity's one of the biggest ones, bro.
speaking of food, right?
Before I say that, anytime I see celebrities like, "Oh, I'm donating $2 million," I'm like, taxes.
You should donate to rugby teams that are charitable organizations.
$2 million.
2 million.
I'm telling you, anytime you see a
They're not
celebrity, he's like,
they're
"I'm
not
donating $1 million or $2 million." It's tax purposes. It's never
Team
out
is
of
not
the heart.
making $2 million.
They're bullshitting.
Hmm?
They're bullshitting. Anytime.
Well, this is why I don't. We talked about this. This is why I don't round up my shit to Panda Express. Like I'm not helping you donate and get cheaper off your taxes because I know how the game is very easy.
Yeah.
You ask me to donate, and then you file it as your donation in the tax, and now you're getting a tax break after and I don't even know if these kids are even getting the money.
Bro, I have no shame.
You could just donate it to fuck all. I would never know. This Panda Express, you're never getting me to round up my fucking money.
Every time when I go to Panda, she's like,
Stop.
turn around it out for the children's hospital.
I said, nope.
I straight up go, nah. Yo, I'm cool. I'm like, nah.
The children's
And it's a great
hospital. The children's hospital is very well funded. I'm not stressed about them.
Thankfully.
Yeah, thankfully the children's hospital is very well funded. I'm not stressed about them.
Some of them are funded by companies, so the floor is named after the company.
Yeah.
Like there's a Costco floor.
Yeah, good on him.
Yeah, and it's a great hospital. Anybody that works at the children's hospital, you're an absolute angel to me. And every time I see somebody that tells me they work at the children's, I thank them for their service.
Yeah, like the fucking.
Because it's a great hospital.
Yeah, I'm not stressed about them. Now change the charity, you might get me to donate. Panda, if you change the charity, you might get me to donate.
Get me a charity that you will start donating. Round it up.
Epileptics,
Okay.
because people don't understand that epilepsy is hard to pinpoint and takes a long
you made it about
time.
You, didn't you?
Well, not for me. Like I'm good. I got my shit under control. Like I'm good. But for other people, it also affects your day-to-day life and makes it
100%.
very hard for you to like hold
You're
down
on the
it.
edge.
Yeah, you're on the edge. It makes it very hard for you to hold down a job, right? It takes forever to pinpoint. It's expensive. It's one of those medications for life shit,
Yeah, 100%.
you know, and it's can go either way.
Yeah.
You know, you could be good today, shitty tomorrow. Like it's very hard to, and there's so many different triggers, so many different like treatments, ranges. Like I feel like I'm very lucky that my treatment is like very simple.
Alhamdulillah.
You know, alhamdulillah, 2 pills a day, I'm good. But there are people who are like taking cocktails and then they're still not even fully, you know, fully treated. They're not even fully stable. And then on top of it, the cocktail, you know, you got to make sure that, you know, you have the right insurance to manage the whole cocktail of medications that you're on. And some people need surgery. And it's just, there's like thousands and thousands of different causes, hundreds of thousands probably of like combinations of, you know, so yeah, you donate to an epilepsy fund. Like I'm good helping, not even just helping people get treated and diagnosed, but helping people live lives afterwards because it's very expensive. Like there was a time where I couldn't do shit, couldn't drive, could barely hold down a job, like just because you couldn't fulfill the duties. You know, you having seizures on the floor and shit like that. So yeah, I'd probably, if you donate to that, like I'll probably do some shit like that.
No, that's very understandable.
Like that's something that I would do. What else? What's a charity that you would, not the Children's Hospital?
Oh, basic Palestine.
Yeah, they're never gonna do that. So
No, there is, because there's now like when I go
but not
like,
Panda Express.
not Panda Express, but that'd be crazy though if they did.
Yeah.
But like now, like when I go to like Malaysian restaurants, like I'll buy the Salam's Korla.
Yeah.
You know, I'll buy their products so they can get more revenue. You know, because the money will go straight to Palestine. Like yeah, I buy like Palestinian products.
You made it about you, huh?
Exactly. And also one thing that I do that I'm kind of like proud of myself for it. If I do see a product and it's a Palestinian like owner, I buy it even if I don't need it.
Yeah,
Like I have a lot of stuff like that's Palestinian owners that I don't really need. And it's like not cheap. It's like $50-$60, but it's just like, hey, here's a support for you.
I wish that these people advertised, like they owned more businesses and advertised that shit. At
Yeah.
least here in Arizona. Because remember for during Eid, I was trying to figure out like where is a Sudanese restaurant that I can eat at?
And then
Where,
you-
who's out here making,
Sudanese.
batch food at home? Nobody responded still. So, I can't, don't blame me. I tried to support the cause. Y'all didn't want to help me. Y'all were gatekeeping. It's whatever.
That's what it is.
But speaking of Palestinian, remember the picture I sent you of the smoke shop I go to?
Yeah.
So I can get my vapes. I was like, I know these niggas are fresh off that fucking boat.
That's what they do.
They are fresh because they had. So for
Bro.
context, I'm not gonna bait the name of the smoke shop just because don't need to get roasted. But they're doing just fine, believe me. But the banner and the logo of this, it has the smoke shop name, but the colors and the background banner was the fucking. It's the porn. logo, and I'm like, it's just the Pornhub colors and like theme, and then it's got like the smoke shop.
But I guarantee you they did on purpose to attract.
That track too.
Yeah, yeah,
you're in fucking like Glendale.
Yeah, but it's like it attracts these young
the crackheads and shit in the neighborhood. That's not a.
100%.
I don't think people
But you
noticed.
gotta understand too, bro. Like
I thought that shit was hilarious.
they get here and they already have a job, so it's like they give them like a day to rest and then straight to work.
Oh yeah, I will say this.
So they're learning English, Spanish on the job. Like I have so many cousins. I swear to God, they're fobs. Like when they talk the thickest English accent, but then when they start learning Spanish, it's like accurate.
I'm convinced nobody hustles more than fucking Middle Easterners and Mexicans. Not Latinos, specifically Mexicans.
Yeah.
Like
Because
I'm sure Latinos are hustlers. Don't get me wrong, but like being in
Bro,
Arizona, bro,
When you,
Mexicans
have
they
no,
hustling.
when you have no chance but to like provide, you for some reason like your brain and your body starts adjusting to
You'll
things.
see. I know people will be like, oh, we struggle. I literally like, I know Mexicans. I'm like, I know how much you make in your job. How are you affording this lifestyle? This don't add up. And they'll be like, I got like, 4 or 5 other side hustles.
Yeah.
Like I'm going out with my uncle doing this. I'm going out I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I said, nigga, you a nurse. How you out here on cruises and shit?
I had a coworker where
He's like, you a part-time nurse. How are you out here on cruises and shit
he
spending this
breeds
kind of
3
money?
different type of dogs yearly.
Jesus. No, that's a smelly. I can't do that. We used to do that. Like I can't do that.
Bro,
Not again.
he was making on the side just from the, mind you, like he was already making at the job around 65, 70. And from the dog breeding, he was making 40 cash.
On top of that.
Top of that.
And then he donating to charities.
They
Getting
will
it
never
back,
share
getting
this, 'cause
it
that
back
cash,
on his,
they will never find that cash.
getting it back on his taxes.
They will never get that. They will never understand that. But that's what's crazy about it. Like there's people that if they want to happen, like make it happen, they could. But we're just sometimes like we're just too comfortable. We're like, oh, you know what? I should only work one job and I should provide for everything that I might need. When you realize like you got to do a lot of shit to get what you want.
So seeing as we got onto the topic of money and Latinos,
Yeah.
let's move on to this dog shit administration. I know we promised not to talk about politics on the show, but it's too
What are you
funny.
talking about? What's going on?
It's too fucking
Dude,
funny.
401ks
When-
are up, stocks are up.
Not even that. Before we get to, you know what? Before we get to that, I just want to say a smooth fuck you to all the Latinos who thought that they were better than us, who thought that they were going to be accepted into Republican whiteness
us?
and all that shit. Niggas. That's who's us. The youth, y'all niggas thought you were going to get accepted into whiteness if you shit on your own people and try to get them deported. And now they out here accidentally deporting you niggas, the Venezuelans, the Colombians, all them fucking niggas, and not giving a fuck. They didn't even want to bring him back. I was literally on my way here and I saw on the Trump, they're like, Trump administration,
Yeah.
argues that the court cannot force us to bring him back. I said, nigga, he here legally. What the fuck are you talking about? You accidentally sent this nigga to Venezuela. You can't bring him back.
They are just grabbing people.
Like, yeah, they're just snatching people. They coming for you niggas in the night. I warned y'all. Y'all didn't want to fucking listen. And to all of my Latino niggas who voted for this dog shit administration, a smooth fuck you and hottie ha ha. They gonna
There's
come
one
for you
that
in the night, nigga, and I'm not gonna get no tears. I'm not gonna shed a tear for you, your family, nobody.
There's one that I feel bad
That's fucking
for.
crazy. He literally said, I'm picking these specific niggas and they got to go. He didn't even say all Latinos. He didn't say no Mexicans. He said all of these little groups, get fuck off.
So you know how in El Salvador, how that president like cleared house.
El Salvador is one of them. Yeah.
Okay, you know how he like in his country, like it was one of the most dangerous country around the world, and he's been for the past years. He's been cleaning house.
Poor
So
nations.
the way he built it, pretty much, like honestly, like you should people look into it. It's actually great what he did. El Salvador was was ranked one of the most dangerous countries in the world. The president came over a couple years ago and then just started like clean house. He built so many different prisons that he has a system because there's different type of gangs. You know what I mean? To make sure that the gangs do not get bigger in prison, he has a system where he changes them every like couple of days. So like all the rivals are all in the same prison, so they never can like get along.
So they basically fucking each other up in the prison.
They can't. No, they can't even move an inch in the prison. That's how much it's guarded. But they can't even have conversations. So every time somebody stays a little bit longer, they switch them to another different prison. So
I thought he was switching them so they can have like beef and just off each other.
Nope.
Sorry, my mind went dark.
He has a system like where they can never like get together.
That's crazy.
And it's great. Now El Salvador is very safe to save. Economy is doing great and all this stuff. So that's why Trump likes him, because he's like, well, I'm going to do it here. But recently, they grabbed a lot of people from El Salvador, and some of them are actually in the gang, whatever, because they were trying to establish here, and they got sent back in that. I don't know if you watched the video of the plane landing in El Salvador, and they're just taking out all the prisoners.
No.
Okay, so it's a crazy video. So like they rounded them up in their plane. They landed. As soon as they landed, they shaved their head. They cleaned them up. Damn, one of the moms is looking at the video, and she sees her son.
Oh, I heard the story. Yes,
it was
yes,
so
yes,
sad because he
yes.
was just a barber, and they just snatched him.
They're like,
And
oh,
they're
El
like,
Salvador nigga, come on, let's go.
Pretty much. So they're not really like filtering what type of people. Like, the majority of their criminals they got.
It's literally a racial cleansing, bro.
There is criminals that they got. Don't get me wrong. There was criminals like even gang leaders they found and they've been looked after, but they.
And correct me if I'm wrong. I think there was a white dude who just looked a little zesty.
Like
just a little, there was just a tan white dude who got snatched up, and they just thought.
Don't forget also.
I don't think he made it out the country, but they snatched him up and held that nigga in and tried to process him.
And let's not forget about the girl in Boston. They snatched her because she was protesting, and she wasn't even. And she protested by submitting a piece of paper about she doesn't want her school.
This is World War II, and the country's gonna turn on us.
Literally,
we're the new Germany.
Exactly.
We're going to be the new Germany, and the Latinos and the rest of minorities are the new Jewish community.
She's here to study.
Like, this is going to be a racial cleansing. This is fucking crazy.
She's here to study, and then she writes a paper to her board saying, hey, we don't want our money to be used to be invested in genocide. And all of a sudden, she's going to her friends to break her fast, and some random people wearing masks, and they flash the badge after they grab her and be like, oh, you're under arrest. We're going to try to deport you. Like, you don't understand like how fucking sick that is? That's fucking like, we have no more freedom of speech. And slowly, you realize a lot of Republicans who are Trump supporters are waking up like, wait, why are we doing all this for Israel? Like, when are we going to put us first? And I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad things are happening like this, because now finally people are getting exposed. How they're realizing, like, I can right now say, fuck America. If I had, like,
I'm starting to see more and more Republicans be like, we didn't want this.
Exactly.
I'm like, you kind of did, because this is one of those things where he didn't lie about the terrible things he was going to do, and you still voted for him, and you thought it was going to work out in your favor.
That's what I'm saying. But then
he didn't lie about, and like he's doing literally what he said, and don't come crying to me.
But that's the thing, though. I'm glad everything is happening the way. Like, I'm glad he's in office, because that's the only way people are going to understand what the fuck is really happening behind the scenes. You got to understand that, because if we had Kamala win, then we're going to deal with another 4 years of hiding and then be like, oh, Trump should have won. They would never focus on what the fucking the issue is. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm glad that's everything. Like, come on, dude. He fucking put a tariff on a fucking island that's only with penguins.
He's not paying attention to what he's doing.
Like, he's just signing anything they're telling him.
He's not paying attention to what he's doing.
You see what I'm saying?
Didn't he kick Elon out of something? He took.
No, Elon is. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
He took Elon should be pissed, first of all, because Elon should be pissed. Elon should be pissed.
Don't give a fuck, bro.
But yeah, Elon just out here fucking trolling and shit. How you have a non-American on fucking doing American shit? Like, it just don't make no fucking sense. And also, like, you gotta understand too, like, there is certain things like Doge found. Like, yes, people who are getting Social Security deposits for people who are 150 years old that they've been dead for years but never been reported. Yeah, that should have been stopped. You see what I'm saying? 100%. But I think they do that anyway.
No, but they found a lot of accounts that are still getting deposited. So there's certain things, bro. But oh, by the way, too, as well, you want to hear? Let's talk about sports for a second. So, the World Cup is next year. I know you're aware of that.
Arizonans protest Donald Trump, Elon Musk in Phoenix, the Arizona Republic. I want to see the photos.
So the World Cup is next year, right? Mm-hmm. The FIFA is actually having an issue right now because a lot of people. Yeah. I'm
sorry, guys. There's a photo of the protest that says pro-America, anti-Trump. I said these niggas are pissed. Whew. Okay. Sorry. Back to your topic, because I do want to go back to the whole Trump thing later.
Okay.
But go back to your topic.
So here's the thing. So the World Cup is next year. It's the first time in a long time that it's going to be hosted by U.S., Canada, and Mexico. Now, when it came to the U.S., FIFA was worried because a lot of people are going to be getting denied visas to come visit to watch the games because the whole, the what's going on right now with the government. Guess who just got a spot in the World Cup?
Oh.
Iran.
Iran
made the World Cup, and now it's like Iran is not even welcome in America. So like FIFA is like, what the hell is going on? So I hope FIFA takes some fucking, some balls and be like, you know what, we're not gonna host any games in the U.S. because what the fuck is going on? Because they should fucking get involved in this. Like, how are you gonna be? This will be a lot of people are gonna be denied visas to come to the World Cup.
Yeah, nobody's gonna be here.
Exactly.
Like, who are the biggest supporters of football, not soccer, of football in Latin the world?
Countries.
Latin countries.
Latin
the niggas
countries.
you just kicked out.
Yep.
Like, especially in America. Like, Americans don't give a fuck about football.
Argentina, Mexico. Mexico fans travel deep with their team. Brazil.
No, all of them. Don't even waste time listing them out. Anywhere Mexico and South.
Yeah.
Our ride or fucking dies for their football teams.
So
don't even waste time listing out individual countries. Just say all of them.
The World Cup tickets start in September of this year. They're going on sale for this next year, and a lot of people, and obviously, like when you buy a ticket, you also have to file for visas to come visit in America, and everything is happening right now. A lot of people are not going to be able to travel, and this probably.
I'm going to waste time buying tickets.
I told you this. I guarantee this is going to be the shittiest World Cup of all time because they shitted on so much on Qatar. They try to make it seem like Qatar was the worst one, or it actually turned out to be the best one of all time. I guarantee you this is your guys' karma, and I hope FIFA actually pulls out. I'm hoping FIFA pulls out.
I hope FIFA's like, so we're just going to give this to like Germany or some shit, some other country.
No, just keep it Canada and Mexico. Literally, just keep it Canada and Mexico.
What do you mean? Because I know they're gonna do. They wanted to do like all North America, so they wanted to have.
So how it's set up? There's gonna be games in Canada, games in the U.S., and games in Mexico.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Just take out all the games in the U.S., add more in Canada, and add more in Mexico. That's it.
The Canadians were pissed. You see the Canadians pulling the liquor off the shelves?
Yeah, as they should.
As they fucking should.
As they should.
As they fucking
Bro,
should.
you can't I don't know where
agencies out here starting to target gay folk and shit like that. The NSA. I'm like, oh hell no! I promise y'all, I'm not going down peacefully. But one day you're gonna call me. I'm not gonna answer. I'm gonna fucked up a bunch of agents who pull up to my house. I'm gonna light them up.
Nothing funny. We're only 3 months in.
Do not try that shit.
We're only 3 months in.
Not even 3 months. No, is it 3? It'll be 3 months on the 9th.
That's what I'm saying. Only 3 months.
We're not even 3 months in.
We're technically 3 months in, and everything's going downhill.
No, also remember February was a shorter month. We're not 3 months in, bro. We are not. We're not 90 days in.
It's absolutely fucking horseshit.
Look at Tesla stock. Tesla stock gone.
Dropped.
What
Tesla's
is it?
cars are going down.
Today alone was negative 27.
Some of them are getting keyed. One guy made a website of every Tesla owner around the state, so you can, if you want to go attack Tesla. Like, it's crazy what's happening.
Ooh, it's just.
And all this is because of APAC. I'm telling you.
Tesla stock year to date has been just like plummeting.
I'm telling you. All of this shit is because of fucking APAC. You do what you're told.
But the reason I also had a good laugh is when we woke up to every rich nigga scrambling. Every rich nigga was panicking.
Because if we lose $100,
when those tariffs came out and the stock market crashed, everyone's putting screenshots of their fucking 401ks dropping, their personal investments dropping. Yep. I want to say I am sorry to my friends who have, did not have that much but still invested it. If you had more than 100,000 in fucking stocks and that shit crashed, you ain't got that shit no more, and you was shitting on us and laughing on us. Fuck all of you. That was the funniest shit. I said my money, my cash has not changed one bit. Okay, you know what I said? If my shit goes up $2 and some millionaire just lost, 2-3 million, I'm cool. I'm having a good time. Some billionaire went from a net worth of 7 million to 3 billion, so 7 billion to 3 billion. That's cool. You just lost 5. I had a great fucking time. I laughed so hard. Me and my friends were like, we don't need to eat the rich. They're going to eat each other soon. They are going to watch. The rich folk will start turning on each other.
Yeah.
They thought this was going to be best economy, all shit. He was going to cater to them. No, this man is unhinged. He don't know what the fuck he's doing.
You know what's crazy?
I understand. Hold on, let me finish my rant. I understand the concept of having a businessman in office. You picked the wrong businessman. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
You picked the wrong businessman. The concept of having somebody who's been successful in finance. This nigga is a scammer. He a high-end scammer. Y'all didn't want to know that. Y'all didn't want to pay attention. He was a high-end scammer. He literally don't pay his shit. He's out here forcing niggas in court and shit, just wasting people's time in court.
Trying to buy Greenland.
Yeah, trying to buy Greenland and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Y'all are so fucking ignorant. I had a good fucking laugh.
Yeah, it's literally what's happening right now with the stock market.
Smooth, fuck y'all.
It's
I laughed so hard.
It's the same exact thing that happened when COVID hit in 2020. Market dropped, everything went down the fucking hill. Like, it's just happening again. That's all we got to deal with it.
Well, everything goes back up eventually, but he's not helping. The difference between COVID is that COVID was an external factor, and this was like man-made. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this was known. These tariffs, probably they're not even going to recover that quick, because even if he removes them, they're going to be like, we don't know what the fuck is going on. Yeah. It could be here today, gone tomorrow. People are going to slow down investments. People are like, oh my God, see, all these car companies are going to invest. You think these factories going to be built overnight? You think they're going to start hiring tomorrow? Literally. By the time they plan it, find the space, do all that shit, his presidency going to be gone.
Nothing funnier when people are like when they're trying to explain it, they'll be like, oh, well, if you make an American made, you don't have to buy tariffs.
Not true.
That is not true. Because, for an example, if I start making chairs in America, yes, it's U.S. made, but to get the material to make it, it is going to be out of the country, which I'm still going to be paying tariffs.
And what y'all don't seem to understand.
There's nothing.
What y'all don't seem to understand is that, okay, say he creates jobs. These jobs still going to pay dog shit. Let's get that out the way.
Well, yeah, and you have no choice but to take it.
Yeah, and you got no choice but to take it. You're going to pay dog shit. You have no choice but to take it. They probably still going to exploit you. And what y'all have never, like, Americans have not wrapped their head around is that America is not a self-sustaining country when it comes to raw materials. Natural resources, raw materials, you are not even close to being self-sustaining to support the way of life that y'all seem to want. Not even just to support, like, we need so much shit from other countries because we do not have that. This is why all these European countries and fucking, Western countries, all that shit out here exploiting the third world, because the natural resources are in Asia, South America, Africa, Europe and America don't have shit.
That's why they try to go to the Middle East.
That's why you go to the Middle East. Mexico got hella shit. In terms of natural resources, they have a lot of shit that we need.
Mexico can live off just their own land.
I don't know about that.
Yes.
They still need from some other shit. But like in terms,
what?
I don't fucking know. But like I know for a fact that Mexico is not as self-sustaining. Like, don't get me wrong, they have a lot of natural resources. But let's look at Tesla. Where the fuck he gets the nickel and the copper and all that shit for his fucking batteries? We don't have that shit. We don't have nearly the amount that he needs. Probably somewhere in Asia. I know for a fact in Africa, all the lithium, all the lithium and stuff like that, just to get your batteries to power your fucking phones, to power your iPhones, to power your fucking Samsungs, to power your fucking EVs, your hybrids, all that shit, just to get from point A to point B. You don't have that here. And if you cut off the rest of the world, your EV, your little Chevy Bolt or whatever, is gonna cost you $70,000.
Yeah.
Your little cheap, 20,000 whatever Chevy Bolt, whatever, gonna cost you $70 fucking grand.
It's gonna go up in the market,
right? The electricity, SRP or whatever, we're gonna have electric bills of $5,000 and shit. We're like, oh, we're fucked.
We're gonna go back to riding horses and shit.
You know what? In Oklahoma, it's legal.
Yeah,
it's legal. I think in Oklahoma also, if you bring a horse there's a weird law if you like bring a horse to school. If you like a student rides a horse to school, the principal's like required to take care of it.
Oh, like it's an old.
It's like one of them old laws. Like if I'm in Oklahoma,
been to Shade and Scottsdale, they be riding horses in the street.
I'm sure they do. I used to ride horses. I used to ride horses, but I can't do that no more. It's a community
of people have livestock in their houses. So.
Yeah. So yeah, that shit was fucking hilarious. I laughed my ass off. I am so sorry to my friends who lost money in their 401ks, but in the grand scheme of things, I said
the rich, $30 a gallon.
Yeah, these rich niggas losing all of their fucking money was hilarious to me. So I'm so sorry, my friends who I know have struggled in their investments, but you know what? At the end of the day, make sure you got a good cash supply.
We're for sure gonna hit a recession.
We already. What do you mean for sure? We already are.
No, we're gonna hit a bad recession, like 2009 recession.
Somebody posted a video of talking about the Great Depression in the 1930s, and they were like, Republicans who were running, the House and Senate and all that shit at the time, they tried this. They put tariffs on everything. All it did was make things worse.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah.
I'm telling you, he's just being.
We had a stable economy. The price of eggs went up. That could have been an easy fix. But you niggas wanted to reshape. They thought they could reinvent the wheel. You know what I mean? We had a stable economy, and they thought we could reinvent the wheel.
Where was I recently? I was getting breakfast, and they I was getting bagels at the spot that I go to. It's a New York bagel spot in Gilbert, and they're charging $1 more on sandwiches with eggs. because of the egg prices. They literally have a sign that goes, to the recent changes of egg prices, we're charging an extra $1 on our sandwiches.
No egg. Make it cheaper. Keep the egg.
No, I want to make my sandwich.
But have you eaten anywhere special? Because I have a couple recommendations.
No, I went to a shitty ass restaurant, but fuck him, they didn't even deserve my fucking, because it turns out it's a stolen menu.
What do you mean it's a stolen menu?
He's a Zionist.
What? Explain.
He put on the menu all Lebanese cuisine, hummus, Lebanese this, and turns out he was a Zionist Israeli owner.
Zionist Israeli owner.
Yeah. So I'm like, wow, thank you for stealing a menu, pretending it's a Middle Eastern cuisine. By the way, like when it comes to food, I don't care. Like I tried anything. It was absolutely horseshit food and service. I found out the whole thing was like after I left because I was like, this cannot be a Lebanese restaurant. And I looked into it. It turned out it wasn't Lebanese. And I was like, oh, I just paid a lot of money for nothing.
What's it called?
The restaurant?
Yeah.
Flint.
Flint?
Yeah, by Billiard. Bullshit.
By Voltaire?
Voltaire or some shit like that. Actually, yeah.
Flint by Voltaire, the one in Scottsdale?
Like Scottsdale, Phoenix?
Yeah.
Shit, fuck you.
It was all right when I went.
That shit trash.
Overpriced, but...
Way overpriced.
But the food was nice.
Bro,
It
six
was,
of us?
Okay, the food was overpriced. The prices, take the price aside, the food was good.
No. Six
Really?
of us. We got like three
Not the octopus. That was
three
nice.
of the hummus appetizer. 6 of us, 3 plates, right? Which is fine. Guess how many pieces of bread they give us?
Like 2 or some shit.
Yeah,
like
and I looked at him. I was like, is this it? And he goes, yeah. And I was like, can we get more bread? And he goes, oh yeah, you guys think you guys need more bread? Bro, I'm by myself. I eat 3. Fuck you talking about? Go give him fucking more bread. We're already paying him fucking mad money. Yeah, fuck that restaurant. I gave it 2 stars. Literally, my review is right there too, probably. Not the rooftop though, the regular.
Okay, so I got a couple places that I went to. First, you from New York, so we're gonna talk about the deli.
Jersey, but yeah,
Jersey,
same
whatever, same concept.
Same concept.
It's a
Don't
Jersey.
hate, motherfucker.
It's a Jersey thing. It's
Yeah,
fine.
Jersey City.
I went to. So I was like driving Uber the other day. Well, I don't know if it's like the other day. It was yesterday.
Where'd you go?
And I went to Guido's Chicago and Meats and Deli.
That's what's up.
That shit was fire.
Yeah.
And it's not just some place that sells sandwiches and calls itself a deli.
Yeah.
They have everything. Your olives, your cheese. Like they sell all the fucking supplies. They got the bread, the little desserts wrapped in cling film, the little cheesecake slices wrapped in cling film.
Yes, sir.
Meats, they gonna sell you it was just a fucking experience. Now I got a whole pastrami sandwich cold. I got a whole cold pastrami.
Cold?
Yeah, because I was driving. I couldn't keep it hot.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I needed to like be able to
Okay. Right.
just eat.
But that's a
and do
good
my thing.
choice. That's what I choose.
But cold pastrami sandwich,
Okay.
that shit was fucking fire. They
Pickles,
give you
no pickles?
they give you like 3
Yeah,
slices of
yep,
pickles
yep,
like
yep,
on the
yep.
side,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and then they give you the dressing in like a tin so you can just pour as you want or dip it. That shit was so fucking fire. Now, sandwich is a little pricey, but when I tell you, you will be full for the rest of the fucking day. It was like $16. It was like $15.99 or something. But this shit was fat. Like I'll show you the picture afterwards.
But you ordered a full one, not a half one. That's
Yeah, not a half one.
That's
Half
fine.
one is like $10.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but it's like fat.
You gotta do
bro.
half. You gotta do half.
Yeah, they cut it in half, obviously.
No, but you gotta order half of that pastrami, and then you like when you go to deli like that. This is my order. It's literally kind of the same thing. Half toasted pastrami sandwich with pickle, and then I get a half a chicken parm sandwich. Boom, that's my meal.
Yeah, the bread.
So I'm paying $20, but I'm getting 2 different things.
Yeah, so shout out to Guido's Chicago Meats
Shout out
and
to
Deli.
Guido's.
I think I have whatever. It is near the Shea Scottsdale Center. Please just go look that up. It is so fucking fire. They got all sorts of fucking combinations. That fucking sandwich was good. And the bread they make it on and they sell it to you. You can already tell just by looking at it and feeling it. This was not some bread that they just bought in bulk or some shit. Like, yeah, somebody makes this fucking bread. Mm-hmm. And it was just such a, like, you can sit, they have like a dine-in section, or you can just get up, walk around, and they have the deli. You know what I mean? Be like, I want X amount of pounds of this shit, whatever. Like, it was a true deli experience. And that whole pastrami was fucking fire. The menu was just long. Like, it's like infinite, infinite combinations of shit.
It's a one-stop shop. Another spot like this is not from me. It's called the Flacos.
Yeah, and it's not like, when you look at it, you're like, oh, this is just some place in a plaza.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, that was a fucking vibe.
That's another spot. Like I said, another spot that if you're in the valley, like Scottsdale area, De Flacco's, which is very popular as well. You walk in, it's an Italian store. You can pick up like, that's where De Flacco's. That's where I got my Nutella from because they get the Nutella from Italy.
Oh,
So the chocolate is different because you know how it is because they produce it differently over there.
yeah.
So that's where I get it from. But also you go with the same thing. I get the pastrami sandwich. There's pizza. There's cheesecake. There's all these type of meats. You can get everything, and then you can also sit down and dine in and eat.
All right.
I love those type of restaurants.
Yeah.
Same thing how we have Princess Market when you can walk in and buy like Arabic stuff and then you eat like shawarma.
Arab stuff.
But same thing. I think that's why we like it because we're used to this type of vibe. One stop shop type of thing.
It was a fucking vibe.
Yeah.
Next stop, right? Now there was what's it called? What the fuck is it called? New India Bazaar restaurant in Phoenix.
All right, skip.
That shit was fucking fire. Now it fucked up my stomach. I don't know why I ate it because
Skip.
no. So first of all, they have like a lunch thing until like 4 or like 3 or 4 where it's a buffet.
Yeah.
So you pull up, it's like not a shit ton of items, but it's like everything you'd need, right? So you pull up there, and I love that you were talking about the bread because when this lady, first of all, it's like 12, $13, some shit like that. Eat all you can fucking eat. Stuff yourself on rice. Like everything is fresh. They be making that rice in small quantities, so it finishes quick, and they just keep replacing it. So it's always hot, always fresh. All the food is just, yeah, it's definitely a small spot. But in terms of value for money and just the quality of the food and just the taste, they have hella vegetarian options, vegan options, because a lot of Indians don't eat meat. It's like part of their religion. So, yeah, if you're a vegetarian or vegan, whatever, you want to pull up and have some, like it's a fucking spot. And then when you ask them to give you, she'll ask you, part of the thing she'll ask you like, hey, what type of naan do you want? What type of naan? So you'll tell her, be like, oh, I want the garlic naan. The quantity of bread they give you, Islam, is crazy. I'm like, you niggas cannot be making a profit off of this. Though they give you like 4 massive pieces of fucking 4 massive pieces of fucking naan that taste so fucking good. I might have had like 4 or 5 plates. Like it was absolutely insane. I suffered for 3 days afterwards. My guts were on fire. I couldn't drive Uber. I'd be canceling rides mid and rushing home. Like it was absolutely. No, so I'm like, I'll tell you the rest. I can't repeat the rest of the story on the podcast. I just can't, I just absolutely can't. But like, there are multiple. I was on the run, and sometimes I failed. It was bad, bro. I was running. If your stomach can handle Indian cuisine, New India Bazaar restaurant in Phoenix. Different. It's got a market built into it. If you just want to go get spices and shit and all sorts of other. They got desserts and all sorts of crap. Like, it's a fucking vibe. Like, it seemed like a small family thing. Yeah. Yeah, it's a fucking vibe. You can't miss it,
too. Like, even if you try and pull up to the plaza, you can smell your way into it.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Like, that's not even, I want to be like, how insensitive? But, like, no, that's just facts. I park and get out the car. I'm like, damn.
There it is.
I said, damn, there it is.
There it is. Yep.
Yeah, parking is plentiful. The food is fire. If you're American and you can't handle it, it's not like spicy or anything like that. Just the options they give you.
Just ask for Patel. He was working there.
I don't know. No, it's actually a very nice lady. Like, she's very sweet. Hajjaba, I was like, I didn't understand, but I guess, religious thing. But anyway, I had the mango lassi. The mango lassi was so fucking good. Just all the sides. You can just have... Bro, no, don't get me ranting.
They're known for their spices.
Yeah, I know. Their food is just...
I mean, that's why they were
their food is just lit.
Back in the day, when the richest countries is all the spices.
Bro, you got to be a real asshole to fuck up Indian food.
100%.
Like, it's just one of those that you just can't fuck... You can't fuck it up. Like, it's just good. Why do you think... Even England, even they were like, oh, butter chicken, whatever. Like, even their English national dish is not even white anymore. The English national dish is Indian food. They have gentrified and colonized fucking England because their culture and food is just lit. It's fun. It's good.
Did you hear about that fucking joke? There's a YouTube channel where they pretty much they go one-on-one. They sit on the table and they have to say a joke, and whoever laughs or spits the water has to take a shot.
Oh, yeah.
Have you heard about the Indian joke one? They're from the UK though.
Here we go.
He goes, I made a UK dish the other day with a little Indian twist. She's like, how? Like, what is it? She goes, I made bean and toast, but I didn't wash my hands. So nasty.
They're terrible.
And the reason why, because all these fucking videos on TikTok are coming out of Indian street food.
Oh,
and it's fucking nasty.
Yeah. I'm never going to India to have street food. Never. Like, if I go to India, like, I'm down to go to India, but like, I'm eating in restaurants.
Dude,
like, I'm eating in restaurants.
Dude, cutting chicken with his toenails. Oh, with his toenails, son.
Bro, it has to be AI. I just can't
No,
believe. I know. I know the video you're talking about. We've talked about it here, but like anyway, move on. And then the last place I wanted to recommend from Middle East. I could not pinpoint which country this is, but I know this is not some Zionist shit, so we're good. Zuki's Pita on 19th Avenue in Phoenix. Hands down, it had me questioning my love for shawarma supreme in Chandler.
How fire was the shawarma?
I had the kufta kebab.
Okay.
I had the kufta. That was fucking good. That was fucking good. The quantity, huge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I looked at it, I was like, it's kind of pricey, but not really. And then I looked at the portions they gave me with fries and sauces and all sorts of shit. I said, damn. This was also another one where, like, you will be full all day.
Yeah.
You have that shit for lunch, you're not eating till like 8 p.m. And even then, you just taking little snacks. Yeah, my boy Chuck recommended this one. This was one of his, and we went to try it, and it is fucking fire. It's just so annoying that they're closed on a Sunday, but it is what it is. Yeah, absolutely fucking fire. Excuse me, tied with Shawarma Supreme and Chandler as my favorite like Middle Eastern fast food
I
spot.
don't know how you do that place, bro.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know how you do
Bro,
that.
their kufta wrap is so fucking good.
I end up either making a run to the house or going straight to sleep for the next day.
But that's the point. That's good food.
No.
That's good food. You gotta suffer, bro. There's no
Yeah.
there's no benefit without sacrifice.
But if I order it and I get to the home, it's not the same.
No, you gotta eat it there and then rush home, bro. That's the any good food you have to suffer for.
I don't want to struggle.
Such as Indian street food, you gotta suffer for it. Yeah. But no, those are my 3 food recommendations that we've had. That was absolutely fucking fire. Yeah. There was something else I wanted to talk to. The Studio Ghibli AI art. It's not that deep, guys.
Yeah, but I
I'm
did
like,
one.
it's just like I get the owner, what's it called, the artist.
Doesn't
Miyazaki
like
was like this. He was pissed.
He was
so. I was like, this is so. Oh. This is such anime. This is how people niggas in anime actually talk in real life. Yeah. When he did his speech, I was like, you have no shame, disgusting. All that. I'm like, this is how like the Lord in some anime would like talk to his student. You know what I mean?
But that's why his anime is great. But I think it's also frustrating because imagine all your life you created something that nobody has created, and all it took is one AI, and he can make it in less than 10 seconds. Because like when I did my picture, it was less than 10 seconds.
I didn't see it.
I posted it as my portfolio now.
Okay, I'll go check that out.
I'll show you.
But I saw it and I was like,
so I did one with me.
I didn't understand. Did somebody make like an actual like show with his art style, or was it just these?
So this is me and my coach, and I just made it to boom.
Oh, that's actually pretty fucking dope.
That's what I'm saying.
That's actually pretty fucking dope.
It got everything correctly, like almost like even like so it was kind of it's kind of dope.
Oh, send me that shit. Maybe we'll put it in the episode. I don't know.
Yeah, you just got to go on the app. We can actually.
Just send me that actual photo so they can see what we're talking about. So I'll just like put it as we're talking about it. I'll just overlap it or whatever, because that's actually pretty fucking dope. But I'm like, I understand the whole copyright thing, but like I don't understand. Is somebody making a show using AI to steal his art? Like, or is it just us? Or is it just people like? Because I'm like, there are people who do this shit just for fun. Like I know there's an artist who does Pokemon in different like movie styles.
Yeah.
So he'll draw like Pokemon and he'll like have it done in like One Piece style or like Hunter x Hunter style, or he'll draw like a Pokemon and like I've seen it. He has a whole series on Pokemon in Studio Ghibli style, and it's so fucking dope. I'm like, if we got a Studio Ghibli Pokemon collab,
that's kind of dope,
and made a movie, like I'll send it to you, bro. Charizard as Studio Ghibli. I'm like, bro, he looks like the fucking dragon from Spirited Away.
Yeah,
like it's just I was like, this is.
We're gonna take a picture before after this, and we're gonna make it and post on our page. We're gonna do one.
Yeah, all right. We have plenty of pictures. I can just send you.
No, but we can send one here, like bam.
Okay, cool. I'll just take the picture that I usually use to promote. But yeah, I understand it, but I'm like, it's just fans, people who love your shit. Like, this is what happens when you make something that's so good and people love it. Now, to the assholes who are going to steal it and make money off of it, fuck you.
Yeah, but
like,
it can't happen anyways.
I'm like, you can't be mad at it. You can't be mad at. Well, there are just certain laws and ways. Like people could figure some shit out to steal your shit and make money. But obviously, like
fans of anime, they'd be like, "Hey, you're stolen art. They're not going to support you."
Yeah,
because anime fans do not play.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. But I'm like, I understand where he's coming from, but like at the same time, I'm like, people love your shit. Like we love your shit. I'm not trying to make no money off of him or anything like that. I'm just like, oh, look at the AI art. I can't draw. I'm using AI because I have zero artistic talent. I will say that.
But it was
this
cool
is
for
why
me to
I use
see,
AI.
But I just loved it because it was cool to see me as an anime character.
Yeah. It's
Like,
like shit. We have all these dreams. Like I'd love to be. Listen, when I die, and hopefully I make it to the good place.
Yeah.
What I would want, I just like you say, like, oh, in heaven you could wish for anything, you make it happen.
Yeah.
I'll be like, put me in a Pokemon universe.
Yeah.
Create put me in a Pokemon universe to live, because I want. That's the kind of shit that I would love. You imagine me walking around hundreds of miles, as a 10-year-old catching, catching Pokemon and shit. Like that would be such a fucking dream.
It's like it's like when an athlete
Professor
gets
Oak banging my family.
It's like when an athlete, like for example, like athletes get like their own action figure or bobbleheads. And imagine somebody's like, "Hey, man, you could actually make your own." That'd be dope.
Signature shoes and
Signature
shit like
shoes.
that.
It's like
these
that.
are shit we dream of.
That you can't fathom. So the fact like now I can see myself as an anime character. That's dope.
Or like people, or like sometimes, like for example, there are certain things that we want like studios to make, but they can't. So you know how there's like these bunch of artists who have like made money like customizing clothing, customizing shoes, drawing like One Piece and all sorts of stuff. All like their favorite One Piece characters, and just creating like with the Air Forces. Air Force is like really popular. You get like a basic pair of like white forces, and then somebody will paint and draw on them and everything, all that. It's because we love the product you've given us, and we want to express it in different ways. But sadly, y'all niggas don't want to do like I want customized like clothing and also that you just don't make.
That used to be huge back in the day, like in high school and stuff like that. But people started doing like brand names, because back in my day, it was like, oh, this is custom. Custom was a flex.
Yeah.
Now they switched it, because when it comes to custom, those companies are not making money off of it. So now they made it believe like, oh, it's only brand names that you can make money. So that's why everybody starts switching to Supreme, starts switching to like all these type of fucking Louis Vuitton, Gucci. When you realize like you can make your own shit and still look more fly, but because it hasn't had no brand on it, people don't take it as like a flex.
You know what?
That's all it is.
You know what? If you're an artist, like, drawing artist, not musical, all of you, if you're an artist and you want to draw Isam and I in like in your own personal style, do it and just send it to one of us either in the pod or our personal accounts or whatever. Like, I'm down to support y'all, but it's hard to find y'all. I ain't got no fucking talent, and this nigga's right here. You know what I mean? Like, the AI thing is right here. I just want a cool picture of myself. I don't want nothing else.
I don't care.
But no, I understand why he's pissed. I get it.
Yeah.
I get why he's pissed. But I'm like, give us some grace, my guy. Give us some grace.
But I don't see AI going anywhere. Like, I think...
Not anywhere useful.
No, dude, there's so much you can do. Like, you can literally go and be like, hey, my budget is $150 a week. Give me a meal plan that I can shop at Walmart.
First of all, Gemini already does that, especially if you have Gemini Plus, Google's thing.
Yeah, but
if you ask Gemini, they'll.
But are they using AI?
Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
They are, but it's already doing that. It's been doing that.
That's what I'm saying. But
so in Gemini, I think
I'm talking about AI, because some people are like, oh, AI is not gonna last. I'm like, AI is not going anywhere, because if it already does this shit.
Okay, and now it's made me my budget. Now what?
Perfect. Now you don't have to. Like,
now I'm sad because I know I don't make enough.
No.
Now I'm sad.
You can also be like, hey, you know what? I'm going to Japan in September of 2025. Give me my plan to budget to buy the tickets, and give me an eternity of which hotels I need to book to save money and still be able to do these things.
Like, Gemini has a really good feature where it will, I think it's Gemini Advanced, but I think they might have also already merged it, because that was like months ago. They probably have already merged it with the regular Gemini, the 2.0. But you could tell it like, hey, go into my like emails, like it'll go through all your Gmails and pull out all my recurring payments, and it will pull out like all the receipts and everything, and it'll break it down for you, and then be like, okay, well, this is how much you make. This is all, like, it'll do shit like that.
Yeah, my bank already does that.
Bank of America already does that. But sometimes Bank of America is
I'm not
wrong.
talking about Bank of America. I have a different bank.
You have a different bank than the one you work at?
The one that I started with, yeah.
I could never do. I did U.S. Bank. They're absolutely garbage. That was my first bank, and now I'm on Bank of America. I'm very happy.
No, I have
Bank of America. If you want a sponsorship, throw me a couple coins.
Yeah, go sponsor him.
clear up that credit card.
For me, my bank, it's an online bank where obviously I attach my direct deposits and stuff like that, and it gives me a whole charts and everything. Like, it even has a category as like, hey, unnecessary things, because you can tell them
unnecessary.
And it tells me, and I'm like, fuck, I'm down bad this the past 3 months, because I've been spending like a dumbass. Yeah. I've been buying a lot of stupid shit that I don't need. But for the next 3 months, I'm cleansing. I'm throwing a lot of shit out. I'm cleansing, because I might move in September.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
So you
no.
might see a new studio in September.
So let's wrap up the episode or get
Yeah.
something out the way.
Go for it.
I'm gonna make this very quick.
Yeah.
This is not a secret or anything. I am currently no longer playing rugby with my team.
He left his team.
Um, I politely resigned after given the opportunity to do so.
Mhm.
Very nicely given the opportunity to do so. So I'm not banned or anything like that. But I threw a fucking fit like a child in our game in Vegas 2.5 weeks ago.
Okay.
I lost all of my senses.
Like you crashed out.
I crashed out mid game.
Okay.
I was cussing teammates. I lost all of my fucking senses. And I knew like immediately when the game was fucking over, like I was like, oh, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
And like I messaged coach, I was like, yo, I've completely fucked up. I owe the team an apology, all that shit. So I sent him like a little WhatsApp. He saw that shit and he responded. I was like, oop. And then like I woke up on like Tuesday morning, practice day, to like hella missed calls from like my friend who's like head of the board. And I just woke up to hella missed calls and video chats because I couldn't sleep the night before. I went to sleep at like 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Almost like 6 something. And then I woke up at 2 in the morning, just like hella video. I was like, oh, I'm fucked. I am absolutely fucked. Like because I crashed out because I was playing like garbage.
Okay.
We went there with
But you
like
took it on them.
just one person, and they've forgiven me since. It took a while, but like they literally like forgave me like yesterday. I asked him like, bro, are we cool? And he was like, yeah, we're cool. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
And like I appreciate that. So yeah, I completely crashed out, lost all my sense. I was playing like garbage. If I add up because of my face injury, like when I broke my nose, up until that game, I had only played 8 minutes of rugby in a game. Obviously in practices and stuff like that. Like we had some preseason stuff, but since I broke my nose, I'd only played 8 minutes. And I was like, cool, I'm gonna fix this one problem, which I feel like I did, and then everything else was garbage.
Mhm.
Couldn't get a tackle to save my life. I think I might have gotten like an assisted tackle. I couldn't tackle this dude. I dragged him by the shirt and just threw him down.
Yeah.
I just ran. I was like, yep, you're already being tackled. Let me throw you down real quick. Like that was literally all I did. Like that was probably the only notable thing I did in the game. So completely useless. Niggas was running by me. I was absolutely garbage. And then right after the second half, like I said, I just lost all my fucking senses. I was cussing niggas out. I walked out. I ended up coming back like 3 minutes later.
Yeah.
And out of the 60-minute game, I probably played like 50 minutes. So, you know, I was kind of surprised. Like my stamina was pretty good. Like I wasn't tired and panting.
So
and
you
like,
left like
yeah, they were like, Kareem, we gotta like please just, you know, with peace. Because I already said that I was trying to play for like another team next year.
Oh, so you're gonna still play rugby regardless?
Yeah, rugby, yeah. But I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna have a nice break. Because the team I'm playing, I hope to play for next year they're in their playoffs right now.
I see.
So I'm like, they got no use for me anyway. And honestly, they're like a very good team. Like I will not. And the only situation where I see myself getting any playing time is if they're blowing out a team completely and they're like, okay, well you niggas can sit down now. That's probably the only time. Like if they're not whooping a team's ass and there's like 5 minutes left to go in the game, that's probably the only situation I even see myself playing because they're just so far ahead. But I'm not doing it for the playing time. I'm doing it to get better.
Okay, that's fair.
You know what I mean? I'm doing it to get better. We have a lot of people on our team. I looked at it. I'm like, you know what? There's more. I have more. They don't have a lot of people who show up to like, I think some of their practices. So I'm like, you know what? So they gives me a chance to like, you know what, get better.
Practice and stuff like
that. Because if there's like shit ton of people at every fucking practice, like bro, you're a needle in a haystack. You know what I mean?
Just a body.
But if there's like a lot of less people in practice, and I'm like, you know what, I could give it one more season and see if I can get better. And if I don't get better, you're like, you know what, I gave it 3 seasons of my life. I'm never gonna be good at rugby. Yeah. You know, after like next season, honestly, is probably when I'll decide if I want to stick with rugby.
I mean, if I would say like because when it starts again, what, November?
Preseason is September. Yeah.
September. So you have all these months to like start focusing on yourself, start training a little bit by yourself, so you're not like getting hurt and getting better. So by the time there, you have some weight on you, you got some muscle, you're faster.
I was looking pretty nice until I broke my nose, and then after that, I was like,
saying,
and then after that, I was like,
you have
whatever.
all this time now just to like lock the fuck in, disappear from the fucking group, and just lock it in the gym. So when they see you in September, you'll be a whole different person.
Yeah, but
you have to start like literally now.
Yeah. But I've already said this, like, it's all love. I still see my teammates. We still chit-chat and do all that sort of stuff.
It sucks because you like...
Yeah, it's nothing personal, but at the end of the day, like, you know what? We talk about this all the time.
You have to get selfish.
You a grown man. Like, you take accountability. Like, I've apologized like a million times. Like, I've never gonna shit-talk these guys because it was my fault. Yeah. You know what I mean? When you fuck up, you just gotta own that shit, and you can't force people to forgive you on your time.
And it's also as part of the journey.
Yeah, it's part of the journey.
Trust your process.
Yeah, I fucked up real bad. Even my mom was laughing at me. It was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
No, it happens.
She was like, "What is wrong with you? Why are you acting like this?"
It happens.
I told my friends, they were like, "Typical."
Yeah, like that's what I keep telling myself. Like now, when I'm doing a lot of new things and stuff like that, and it doesn't suck, but I know it's kind of uncomfortable when you've been doing something for so long, and then you have to reset at stage one. You just have to always remember yourself. You have to trust the process, because every time you start, it's gonna be uncomfortable, and then 6 months in, you'll be like, "Oh, I'm so glad I started it, because now I'm cool."
Yeah.
I mean, so I would say for you, just to give you advice, is like, lock the fuck in, separate yourself from everybody that you knew.
Nah,
like
I can't
literally
do that.
separate, lock it in the fucking gym, start training, start watching videos, start watching techniques, start watching more games, studying. So when you comes in September, you're way ahead of them.
It's hard for rugby because it's not one of those sports like you can just go in, like basketball. Like you can go into the gym and just do that shit on your own. You can
Yeah,
practice
but-
almost every part of the game by
No,
yourself.
but there's workouts in rugby that you can do with kettlebells. You can do with
Yeah, I get you. Like there's certain workouts, but I'm talking about like the technique and all that stuff. I can't just pull up to an EOS like.
no, but
I could, you know what I could do in like practicing getting low? I could get on the sled. I could just like stack the sled with weight.
yeah, cardio goes up.
Yeah, cardio goes up. Actually, my cardio's not that
Some
bad.
shoulder muscles in there.
My cardio's
So
not that
you-
bad.
you
I feel
go
like I would
shoulder-
give you. I feel like I'd give you a run for your money on cardio.
Ooh,
You.
100%.
Really?
Oh, dude, I'm shitty.
I thought you had good cardio because you boxer and shit.
Fuck no. Fuck
Oh, never
no,
mind.
dude.
I was like, I'm pretty sure I'd give you a good run for your
Dude,
money.
when you,
I still want
I'll tell you
you
what,
to
go
go to
again-
one of their practices and just work out with them.
go against a 20-year-old, 21-year-old cardio, different type of game. I'm just like, bro, I'm tired. Like, fuck.
What's
you.
your shoe size?
Me? Depends on the brand, but like I'm around 12, 13.
Oh yeah. I got you. You can wear my cleats. I want
Nah,
you
I
to
don't want
go.
no
I
fucking
want you to
cleats.
pull up to one of their practices,
Fuck
bro.
no, dude. I got so much shit going on.
Bro, we can make some time. But yeah, that was it. And just
Good
wanna,
luck on your next adventures.
We'll see. We'll see.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for listening.
Really appreciate you guys. Sorry for the wait, and hopefully, we keep saying this all the time. Like
Yep.
we're just the shitty boyfriends that that be wasting your time. I promise I'll get better, please. I promise I'll get better with the schedule.
The
Don't leave me.
The relationship we have with our listeners are very toxic.
Yeah.